Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Delirium League 3.0. In this episode, I have a whole video. I've dedicated a PowerPoint to Animate Guardian. Enjoy the Animate Guardian 3.10. But first little thing, I'm not gonna put my camera on the screen because it would cover up the PowerPoint that I've already made, and I don't want to move any of it. I like how I did it. So, anyways, here we go. Oh yeah, so this is the Animate Guardian PowerPoint. So the first thing I'm going to start this off with is the biggest question everyone has about my Animate Guardian. Ethan, when did you add the Animate Guardian to the build? When was the point that you finally said, okay, now I'll use it? And that will be explained throughout the video, but to basically sum it up, I wanted to have an Animate Guardian that never died. That was perfect. That was the best, because an Animate Guardian, when it dies, it loses all of its gear, and whenever you want to upgrade an item on an Animate Guardian, the first one you put on, the one you put on first is deleted, and you don't get it back. So I recommend that you make an Animate Guardian that survives, and then make one that you're never going to change, because it costs money to change it. Also, I went for a 21-23 Animate Guardian, which was like 4x. It's pretty expensive. So I'd have a decent amount of currency, like 20x, 10x, to make an Animate Guardian. Here we go. Let's get into the video. This little Dorito nose. Okay. So first, I'll start it off with the basics. Animate Guardian, when you look in Path of Building, I put on the stats for the Animate Guardian. No gear, so no items. This is just the base gem. 40, 40, 40, 20. So it's missing 35% res across the board and chaos res. Okay, that's really good to know. I'm sure this will help a lot of people. This is the exact amount of res that a zombie has too. So it works perfectly in this build. Okay. So then I show that in our build, we use this elemental resistance fix for our zombies, which is 10% minion elemental resistance from Sacrifice, which is this node on the left. This is the Sacrifice notable. And then this minion elemental 25% from Indomitable Army node. So Indomitable Army gives 15%, and this node gives 10. So this together gives us 35, taking our res on our Animate Guardian to 75 across the board. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, so there you go. You already have elemental resist fixed in the build. You don't have to worry about it on the Animate Guardian. That's awesome, dude. Next, we'll start off with the boots. Why the boots? Because this is what everyone uses. Victario's Flight. Goat hide boots. So this gives this aura of 10% increased move speed for you and your allies. And it has some decent move speed itself, but as you can tell, no chaos resistance. So again, we fixed the elemental resistance, but we still have 20 chaos. How the hell are we going to get 55 chaos? Okay. So Victario's Flight, Goat Hide Boots. This is my recommendation. I'm going to start it off here because it's the simple thing that you should just do. Next. Ooh, this one is where it gets a little cool. So this is another one that I just recommend. You should just have this. Okay, the Embalmer Carnal Mitts. You can get up to 29 chaos resistance. And then I got 67 life. And I also showed you can get a curse, corrupted, vulnerability on hit. At the time of searching this up, there was 13 results. As you can tell, I showed 20 chaos, 25 chaos, 40 chaos, 60 chaos. And then it goes up to an X, which is the one that I picked here, 29 chaos resistance. And when you add this to the build, you get 49% chaos resistance. Also vulnerability on hit for your Animate Guardian. Automatic curses. Budget version. Oh yeah, the budget version of the Embalmer Carnal Mitts. Just don't get vulnerability on it and you're fine. It'll be like cheap. But if you want a different glove, I don't know. Okay, look. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's literally no reason that you would do this glove. Don't do the Southbound Soldier glove unless you somehow get the chaos resistance of all your minions up, so that you don't need to build 55%. Maybe if you get 55% overall, like you cap both your zombies, your Animate Guardian, and everything, then you you wouldn't build these items, and then you should build this budget option, which is a Southbound Soldier Glove. So if you can get 29% chaos resistance on this minion somewhere else on the skill tree or jewels or cluster jewels or whatever, then technically you can replace it with Southbound Soldier Gloves, and you can get the curse on this, and this has 16% increased maximum life. It's pretty good. The cold res is irrelevant. So here we go. Helmet. This is a big one. Okay, so specifically the one I picked here as those mods, chaos resistance really high and the nearby enemies, it was priced at 15x. I don't know what happened, dude. When I bought this, it was cheap, 140C. You can't buy them anymore. I'm pretty sure everybody tried to do this. So what you would do is just buy a chaos resistance helmet. Just buy a chaos resistance, 26%. And if you can, okay, get the extra nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage reduction. Increased physical damage, yeah. If you want to make this yourself, it's an Elder helmet. Item level 85 plus for the nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage. If you're rolling just Chaos Res, shouldn't be hard because you could just use Aberrants. But if you're trying to roll both, you would roll Aberrant and Jagged. This could be some really nice crafting for profit, making these helmets, to be honest, dude, if it's not too bad. I'd have to figure out what this base is worth also. But either way, 26% Chaos Res, and yeah, that's going to cap the res on your minions and get the extra bonus if you can afford it. This is just to show the best helmet possible. Some budget options. Again, I don't recommend them. And simply put, it's because of the known chaos resistance of our Animate Guardian. You're gonna have to cap it. So these two items are trolling, basically. So you can get a Leer cast and get 15% increased damage, but that's not that much. And then you don't have the chaos resistance. Or you could go Mask of the Tribunal, and you get all these defenses and shit. Yeah, that's cool. Here we show you the chestplate that we use. So, a lot of confusion with this chestplate. This is Garb of the Ephemeral. So, Garb of the Ephemeral. Nearby enemies cannot deal critical strikes. A lot of people read this line as that we cannot deal critical strikes, but it's enemies. It does say enemies, so this makes up for us having to wear... There's a chestplate called the Brass Dome, and it makes it so you can't take crit strike damage or something, and it's absolutely insane when you play with it, and it gives you so much armor, and it's such an enjoyable chestplate to play with, that once you play with having no crit happen, you want this, dude. It's so amazing. No crit. Okay, and then it also says, the allies of my Animate Guardian cannot have their action speed modified to below base value, so this is me and my minions and shit, so we can't be temp chained. Pretty nice. I think chill for action, yeah. Garb of the Ephemeral, usually not too expensive. It used to be really expensive because people actually tried to build around it when it was Synthesis League and shit, but now we're okay. It's funny that we also tried the Mask of the Tribunal, which is another Synthesis item. But yeah, overall, this is the best chestplate I could find. Now I'll show you guys the other options of chestplates. Another body armor. This is what I tried before. I made this unkillable Animate Guardian. And as you can see, he gets 15% character size, regenerate 5% of life per second, tons of life. So this a lot of people use because regen 5% of life is an absolutely insane mod. And big tanky, big beefy, but to be honest, in the past, when I take my guy delving 1200, 1500, the reason he dies is not because he's not regenerating enough life. He gets one-shotted, and so it doesn't matter. Budget option, Ambu's Charge. We need it to not get crit, basically, is what I'm saying. We need that other chestplate. Ambu's Charge gives us potential to gain an endurance charge when you take a critical strike, and it shares endurance charges with nearby party members, which is me. Regenerate 2% of life per second if you have been hit recently. So I was using this as the budget version of the Gruthkul's Pelt, because a lot of people use the Gruthkul's Pelt. So you put on the Ambu's Charge, and it was generating endurance charges for me and him, and also getting some life regen when he got hit, which is when he needed it. But then I realized degen, bleed, poison, ignite, things on the ground don't trigger. Yeah, and then he doesn't regen, and it's a terrible chest plate. Okay, and the endurance charges are really inconsistent. So then we went for the best weapon, Kingmaker. Why do we go the Kingmaker? Because it's so OP. So around him, he gives everybody Culling Strike, crit multi 50%, which, by the way, works with this new notable that we got called Vicious Bite, giving us crit chance and crit multi for zombies. And then we also have Fortify, and this is where we get the Fortify on the build. Easy, free Fortify for everyone. Okay. Best weapon, highly recommend. This is what you should go for. But if you can't afford this and you want to make some budget Animate Guardian and have him die, you can. Budget weapon, Dying Breath. What does it give you? 18% increased damage. This is increased. It's not that much. Again, like I said, Leer cast is 15. So this is 18. Wow. Okay. And increased curse effect on enemies. So imagine 1/5 of your vulnerability is slightly better. Okay. So the conclusion is you put it all together and you have this Kingmaker, Embalmer, Carnal, Mace, Victario's Flight, Garb of Ephemeral, and this god tier Chaos, Res, Life, and nearby enemies take increased physical damage. Animate Guardian. Why is it so OP? Because look at him. How the fuck does this die before any of my other stuff? Seriously. Everything else dies, not this guy. Because he can't be crit, he's got Fortify, he's got the Chaos Res. He is a fucking tank. He doesn't need 20% life regen. He needed to be max mitigation across the board and all these, like, awesome items and shit. Truly, truly pog. And I wanted to finish it off there. So should you make Animate Guardian with the less pog items? You can. Just have a high expectation of it dying. So don't put a Kingmaker on a guy with a shitty helmet and a shitty glove. Only risk what you're willing to lose. And then also know that when you make it the way I recommend, you'll notice it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Okay. So this is like kind of just showing how we could cap Chaos Res through our skill tree for our zombies and stuff, and then we wouldn't have to get Chaos Res on our AG, and we could get a cheaper glove that's better, and we can get a cheaper helmet that's better. Just gonna point that out there. If we could Chaos Res cap efficiently, not too much spend to Chaos Res cap, that would be really cool in the build. Either way, I hope this helped a lot of people with their Animate Guardian for 3.10. I wanted to put this together for you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this could help. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and YouTube members who financially support the channel. Thank you guys for all the support. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you to anyone new who is going to join today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!